Since we've now looked at both Hardhead and Highbrow, let's take a look at their best pals, Chromedome and Brainstorm. You can't say fairer than that. And as a note to my autocorrect, no, I do not mean chromosome, I'm trying to say Chromedome. Please stop trying to ruin my fucking life. These two round out the Autobot headmasters of 1987 with, of course, the exception of Fortress Maximus, who I will never own since I already have the better looking Brave Maximus. So meh. It's genuinely good to see these boys finally together, standing nice. It just pokes at my brain in a pleasing way, you know, like when you've got all the Ghostbusters but with less personality. I dare say that even though some of these lads have gone through a bit of a rejuvenation since the IDW comics that came out, around 180 years ago, it's hard to imagine them needing that boost that a subgroup can offer to seem more interesting. But they kinda do. I like them, don't get me wrong, like these are great. I have a lot of affection for these characters, but strictly in their toy form, they're not exactly the most charismatic of bots, with perhaps the exception of Brainstorm, which I'm only saying to stay out of trouble. In fact, let's look at that Brainstorm first, eh? Now that is a handsome lad. I'm a big fan of their head sculpt. Indeed, all these Autobot headmasters have nicely distinct, if again, a little boring head sculpt. Have a look at the translucent beer belly, his funky proportions from the side, and that colour scheme. A light teal, grey and orange, with those stickers, it's marvellous. Open up his tit window and we've got his stats. So he's not that strong, but he's smart and he's fast. Fair enough. Now don't tell anyone that I told you this, but you can take the heads off these guys and turn them into little dudes. And here we've got Arcana. And that's it. Hiya, Arcana.
Hello, Gavin.
Plugging the lad back in, we can also add Brainstorm's big old guns. And fair enough, no one's expecting a masterpiece of articulation here, but these legs, I swear they're at breaking point. I actually have to use some of my frankly gargantuan strength to get these moving. Someone suggested adding WD-40 to the joints, but I couldn't book a handyman to come over and do it before this video. But I wish I had, because transforming this clever fucker is just a test of both patience and strength. Not because it's complex, but honestly it's the legs. It seems to be a fairly common problem, which I will fix, but for now, enjoy the sounds of potential catastrophe.
I'm missing a trick or a button I have to press or something. Oh, fuck me. Right, there we go. Jeez, oh. Fucking workout today. Last thing I need. Fucking exercise.
So the legs swing underneath the cockpit, we bring out the nose cone and fold away the hands. We're pretty much there. We can thankfully create an attack mode by plugging the guns into the front, and of course there's space for Arcana to sit up the front, toot the horn and shout at passers-by. I really quite like this Cybertronian jet mode. It's sleek enough, it's got adorable little wheels. Yeah, Brainstorm is good. Next up is Chromedome, who I consider the leader of the headmasters because he is the most boring. Or at least he was before he became a top shagger. It's not a colour scheme we get to see often, cream, brown and red, and maybe that's for the best, but I'd say it largely works here though, which is nice of me. A lot of nice detail to pour over, especially on the arms, legs, front torso and head, but not the back. No, never the back. That said, the head sculpt is probably the most, deep breath here folks, iconic when we're talking about this line. Not exactly a household name, but I'd say they're the most identifiable of the group. I don't know why he's called Chromedome necessarily. Well, I mean, I do kinda, in that the wee fella was called Chrome in the Japanese series. He becomes a head, so Chromedome. But in Western markets, Chromedome means baldy bastard. And I mean, it doesn't have hair, I suppose. But then again, neither do the...
Gavin, can you please just shut up and get on with it?
Alright, okay, no problem. No, shut me up then, eh?
No, it's just that people come to this channel to look at toys, not to talk about your male pattern baldness.
No, you've made your feelings perfectly clear. No room for Gavin to talk about his stuff. No, that's fine.
No, I didn't mean just,
So, articulation, that's squarely in Armtown, but he does have some fairly good but ultimately useless ankle articulation. Looking at his stats, we see Chromedome is a bit of a smarty pants themselves, but that comes with mediocre strength and speed, and that just goes to show you, doesn't it? Let's look at Stylor, our little headmaster partner. Hello, Stylor. Stylor, hello! Fucking suit yourself, what's everyone's problem today? Plug them back in because we've got two large red rifles to hold. Not that you need to, have a head to hold a gun, but to look at where you're shooting, probably almost completely necessary, I would say. Transformation is super simple. You fold in the ankles and kind of clamshell everything into place, leaving us with this futuristic sports car. And by that they mean It's what could have been a decent sports car mode with some arms on the sides. That's the futuristic part, it seems. It's bigger than I expected, surprisingly satisfying. You can fart the guns on top too. Of course, first you need to get Stylor into the cockpit, otherwise he's shit out of luck. Look at this crew all together though, the vehicle modes feel like they work together, you know? I get a nice pang of both nostalgia and accomplishment seeing them like this, which is honestly so sad I could cry, but I'll wait until after this recording. It's definitely, they fall into two camps. They've got little squat boys and bigger lads, and I do think I prefer the squatties overall. Not that it's a competition, but they just feel more dense and, I don't know, throwable. But let me know what you think in someone else's comments.